Namaste. Today I am going to talk how to use the movie songs in the sadhana. It is very different than what it has been told. I met one Himalayan sadhu who said, "Don't listen to movie song. They are all very polluted." And also he saw the Ramayana, and he told there was a guru of him who was not seeing the TV because it was Ramayana was acted by a lady by name Deepika. And I was so shocked to the attitude, because if your bhava is correct, then everything becomes God. In Buddhism, they say very beautifully, everybody is already a bodhicitta, everybody is already a bodhisattva, everybody is already an enlightened being. It is just they are forgotten. Everybody is only trying to reach God, whether it's going to be Bill Gates, whether it's going to be a player who's doing a sport, or whether it is doing a music. Everybody is trying to move towards God in a different way. That's all. People think, oh, it is about artha, it is about kama, it is about moksha. Like the great Hiranyakashipu's son, Prahlad, who told, God is everywhere. Tell me where the God does not exist. That is the bhava one need to go. But when one goes into the bhava, you can take the Sufi attitude. All love is about divine love. Now everybody is trying to search their love with the parents, then with their spouse, then with their children, with their friends, with their colleagues, with the whole world. But the love is always limited. The love is always constraining. It doesn't give you feathers to fly across the sky. It doesn't break the limitation of the human life. That is the pain everybody undergoes. I would call it as the super love. The Sufis call it the wedding night. So I have taken a movie song. How I would listen to a movie song. It is in the movie Uriyadi, and it is been done by a musician by name Govind Vasant, and it is sung by Sid Sriram and Priyanka. It does not really matter because the song in itself is very beautiful. He says, Vava penne yen paadalin isaye. Now, suppose put yourself in front of Mahalakshmi, put yourself in front of the Devata. How will you call your Devata? You will not call her, you will call in a very informal manner after a point, because you know she understands you. And he says very beautifully, Vava penne, please come into my life. You are inviting God into your life, or He is already into the life, but you do not know He has come into your life. So maybe out of ignorance, you call Vava Penne. And the second thing is, he says, now, Yen Padalin Ise, you are my music of my song, which means you are the meaning of my life. We are all different notes who are hanging together, and God is a fantastic musician. A symphony who brings everything together and makes this whole thing very meaningful. Imagine the number of synchronicity which has happened in your life. The number of coincidence happens in your life. It happens only due to divine grace. Even the hero and the villain meets out of coincidence. Even the lovers meet out of the coincidence. All these coincidences are nothing but the musical stringing of all different notes in life to produce a beautiful composition called life. I actually wrote a small poetry in my younger days. I said, God is a musician, we are all different notes. And the women asked me, whose words are they? I don't know, I don't copy. Out of inspiration I wrote. The other one is Nivava Puduragam Saivam. See, the point is, when God comes into your life, you don't repeat the old miracle, do you? When God comes into your life, you don't try to open the Red Sea, you don't try to walk in the water, you don't try to do something. God is trying to do something very different in your life. He is trying to awaken a person, He is trying to make somebody purify their heart. Maybe somebody needs a faith, somebody needs a miracle. It is a new music, it's a new dawn. Have you ever seen two saints doing the same miracle? They don't do it. So in the same way, he says beautifully, come into my life and do miracles, and come into my life and do a special composition, because that gives me meaning in my life. The entire thing of what you call bhoga, raga, money, power, fame, it all temporarily satisfies me. In front of death, it all dissolves like an acid. And in this acid, the only meaning is you. And with this meaning, why don't you come into my life and be my music. How many people ask God to be their music? Many times they forgot God is the real musician. So the point is immediately the Devata answers for him as a person, and that is exactly what it says. Nanum, which we will talk about it later. The Devata responding, he says, நேற்றிரவு நான் விழித்திருந்தேன். How can you sleep when you are doing Devata Yoga? One is, when you are doing Devata Yoga, when you are fully with love, you will have an attack from the lower astral where you will have to practice chod or loving kindness. That is one way. Another one is, your heart will ache. You will feel like, when am I going to meet her? When am I going to see her? When am I going to do that? You cannot waste your time. You cannot think, oh, I am going to go to sleep. Already the whole world is sleeping out of ignorance, out of delusion, out of fear of tomorrow. But you are all the time awake because you realize it's a dream world, and in this dream world that you can't go to sleep. And why do you awaken next day in spite of you have slept very less? Many people talk about, you require 8 hours of sleep, you require 12 hours of sleep, or possibly all that. Sadhak don't require sleep. They just need love. Just 10 minutes of prayer is enough to rejuvenate you. Take it from my experience. You can have a complete psychic attack and you can just sleep for half an hour. That itself is enough to rejuvenate your entire energy. So when you go into the sleep, you go into the bardo, you go into the astral world, you see different beings, and then you come back into this world to serve the world. That is why Guru Padma Sambhava says, ascend with the conduct and descend with the view. When you are meditating, go into the astral world with the idea of bodhicitta. When you come back with the attitude of what you call it as the view. The whole world is illusion. The whole world is unreal. It is like waves and waves of people appear and disappear. Rockefeller has come. Alexander has come. Everything is an illusion. You start seeing Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya. That is the view. You look everything as an illusion. I saw one movie, very beautiful movie, Idayate Thiridade. In that the heroine will come and ask the hero will come and ask the heroine, are you feeling sad? She says, no, I will die one day, you will die one day. Everything, maram, chedi, kodi, everything is die. I am thankful to God because I am aware that I am going to die. So the point is, you have to realize that it is sleeping itself is a form of a small death. Unless you try to master your breath, unless you try to master your dream, unless you are willing to treat this entire world as an illusion, where is the question of liberation? You are thinking it is my property, my son, my thing. All these my of many people have disappeared. And God has proved again and again, either with a COVID or tsunami or with anything, that He can disturb the world rhythm, world order, because He runs the world. And that's what He says, Nidal Nane Udan Varuvene Tanimaile Tolaindene Pudu Inimai. He says, you are my shadow. How else? God says very beautifully, I am always with you. I am with you. That's why in Tantra Sadhana they say Mantra Maheshwaraha. The moment you chant the mantra, God itself is there. It is just your third eye is not open, your delusion is not finished. That's why you are not able to see it. And I feel very lonely without the Devata, though everybody is there. That is called prayer without ceasing. Whatever you do, wherever you do, suppose you go into a party hall, you look everybody as a soul. If you are wanting to be liberated, you look everybody is a soul who are very disturbed with different kinds of illusion. You sit down and chant. You tell them, may all beings be peaceful, may all beings be happy, may all beings be free from sorrow. It's a very different experience. You are driving in the bike. You just look at somebody suffering. Just bless them, or you chant Om Namo Narayana. Then the entire sadhana is you are doing. It's like doing that. And of course, I would stop with this. Puvi isai thirakum, asai pirakum, nam isai sirakum. All that thing he talks about it. I can go on and on giving the description about it. I have done this discourse with the temple and people were amazed. And I can go on listening to the song. because I go into the bhava. It's very easy to go into the Devata bhava. You find it very, very difficult to go into certain Tamil poetry, especially English doesn't have a poetry other than Jalaluddin Rumi. One of the poetry which really inspires me, he says, I was raw, cooked, burnt and served before God. Another poetry I like of Jalaluddin Rumi, he says, come, come, come yet again. Wanderer, worshipper, lover of life, you might have missed us 1,000 times. Ours is a caravan of joy. Our Vayas is in the celebration of life. And I also like the Valalar song, which is amazing stuff. He says, Petra Thayai Magamarandalum, Pillai Petra Thai Marandalum, Utradegathai Uir Marandalum, Katror Kalviyai Marandalum. He says, even if a woman forgets about her child, even an educated man forgets about his learning, and even if the children forget the mother, may I not forget you. What a verse, what a verse. So verses can inspire you, verses can help you to do the sadhana better. If you are very good enough, you can see that the same thing is written in the movie song. The Sufis call it is the lover's call. Every love song is only about a love to God. Who else can be there? Who else can take this universal love? When two or more meet, I shall be there. The verses of Jesus Christ is very true. We want a union because we want the divine to come inside our life. So next time when you see a death in the movie, next time when you see a suffering, remember that suffering can come to you. That pain can come to you. That identification can come to you. The 8 snares of life which is taught in Buddhism, that is meeting, parting, fame, dishonor, and giving and receiving. All these things are 8 snares of life. Sorrow and displeasure, sorrow and pleasure. Sorrow, pleasure, fame, and what you call defame, and giving and receiving. And all these 8 snares of life keep on repeating. If you are Gautam the Buddha, you will look into it and you will realize that everything is going to be okay at the end of a thing, because everything is an illusion. Everything will dissolve into 5 elements and come back from that 5 elements once again. So there is no world, there is nothing across. That's why Nirvana Shatakam is very, very beautiful. I want to compose the Vishnu Shatakam, and he says, Na Guru, Na Sishya, Chitani Rupam, Shivoham, Shivoham, which means there is no Guru, there is no Sishya, there is no learning, there is no dishonor, there is no fame, there is no giving, there is no receiving. All that is consciousness. So till we awaken the path, till we come to the point of that consciousness, let us not try to become the what you call the teachers. And Jalaluddin Rumi says beautifully, he says, wait, you have to wait for the love, the what you call, your heart will get broken many times till the river of love flows from the broken heart. Even with a broken heart, the rivers of love flow, then you are ready to teach. Otherwise, all teaching is nothing but a gossip. All counseling and talking about God is just a waste of time. Because what karma can teach you, what pain can teach you, what a death can teach you, and what a love can teach you, not any great gurus can teach you, any scripture can teach you. God is called as the eternal Guru. He goes on reminding about himself in 1,000 different ways. I am also one of the reminders. But just like the Shantideva says, remember, forget the lightning, carry on the path. That is very, very important. May all beings who see this video, may they get enlightened. May all the people who hear my name on Zoom, see me or interacted me in any different ways, may they all get enlightened in this very birth itself. Thank you so much for seeing the video.